I opened the front door and expected silence, the hum of our little home welcoming me back. Instead, I heard laughter. Her laughter. Emily's laughter. And it wasn't the soft, teasing kind I knew. It was too close, too intimate. My stomach twisted. I stepped into the garden. Emily. My voice sounded foreign to my own ears. She turned, startled, and smiled. But it wasn't a smile for me. It was a smile at him, the gardener. Luke. I barely knew the guy. Oh, you're home early, Emily said, brushing leaves off her hands like nothing was wrong. Early? I flew in at 6 a.m. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I expected. My voice caught. I swallowed hard. I expected to see you. Luke leaned casually against the fence, smirking. Missed you, boss, he said, voice light. Too light. Emily laughed, that same laugh. Luke just knows how to make me smile. I froze. Make you smile? I forced the words out slowly. I make you smile, Emily. I thought I made you happy. Her eyes darted toward me, but she didn't step back. You do. You always do. But, well, Luke is just fun. I clenched my fists. My heart pounded so loud I thought they could hear it. Fun? I asked, disbelief dripping from each word. Fun is what exactly? Luke chuckled, stepping closer to a rose bush, trimming casually. I just keep things light. You know? No pressure. No pressure. My voice cracked, rage bubbling beneath the surface. You call this no pressure? Emily's expression hardened, just slightly. Stop, okay? You're overreacting. Overreacting. The word hit me like a punch. 2 weeks gone. I had been working around the clock, sacrificing sleep, eating alone, missing her birthdays, her anniversaries. And I come back to this. I'm overreacting. I repeated, my voice low, trembling. Emily, I've been away. I come back, and I find you laughing at jokes with him. Tell me I'm overreacting again. Her eyes flicked to Luke. It's not like that. Not like that. I laughed bitterly. Not like that, huh? Then explain to me why you're standing there, touching his arm like it's mine. Luke raised his hands, innocent. Hey, I'm just being friendly. Friendly. That word sounded hollow. I could feel my chest tighten, every muscle screaming at me to yell, to confront, to destroy. But I didn't move. I couldn't. Not yet. Emily sighed, running a hand through her hair. I didn't think you'd be back so soon. I didn't. You didn't what? Think I'd notice? Think I'd care? My voice was louder now, sharper, trembling with the edge of betrayal. Luke stepped forward slightly. Hey man, don't call me man. I snapped, pointing at him. Don't talk to me. Emily gasped, covering her mouth. No, Emily, I said, taking a step closer, though my legs felt frozen. You don't get to finish that sentence. I looked at them. Luke, standing there like he owned my home. Emily, pretending like it's nothing. My mind raced through every memory of us, every laugh we shared, every late night I thought we were connecting. And now this. I wanted to yell, to shake her, to demand answers. But instead, I let it sit there, heavy and suffocating. I wanted to watch, to understand. Was this just a mistake? A lapse? Or something worse? Luke smiled again, confident. She likes a little company sometimes. Nothing serious. Nothing serious, I repeated under my breath, disbelief echoing in my head. Nothing serious? Emily glanced at me, guilt flickering in her eyes. But it was faint, hidden. I didn't want you to find out like this. Find out like this? I asked softly, my voice almost breaking. Emily, how long? How long what? She asked a little too quick. I took a breath, my hands shaking at my sides. How long had you been with him? Silence. Her eyes dropped. Luke's grin faltered. That tiny crack gave me more satisfaction than I expected. It's not what you think, she whispered. Then tell me what it is. I shouted, my voice cracking. Because from where I'm standing, it looks like everything I thought we had was a lie. She opened her mouth, but I shook my head. No, I'm not listening. Not yet. I need to think. I turned and walked back toward the house. Leaving them in the garden, their laughter stopped, replaced by tension. My chest ached, betrayal burning deep inside me. I sank onto the sofa, running my hands through my hair. My mind wouldn't stop. How could I have been so blind? And why did he look so smug about it? I didn't know what I was more furious about, the fact that she betrayed me, or that I felt powerless to stop it. I sat there, silent, watching them from the window, heart pounding. This wasn't the welcome home I expected. Not even close. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept seeing her smile at him, the way Luke's hand lingered on the rake. My chest ached, my mind refused to shut off. I needed answers, but I didn't want to explode. Not yet. Emily, I said, standing in the doorway the next morning, coffee in hand. We need to talk. She looked up from her breakfast, calm, too calm. About last night? Yes, I said, my voice quieter than I intended. About everything. I need honesty, Emily. All of it. She paused, biting her lip. I told you I didn't want you to be angry. Angry? I laughed bitterly. Emily, I'm devastated. I can't even describe it. I don't know who you are anymore. I'm still me, she said, voice soft, almost pleading. You're overreacting. I love you. You know that. I set my mug down, trembling slightly. Love me? I asked, disbelief in every syllable. Then why did I find you with him in the garden? Laughing, touching, smiling. That's love. It's complicated, she said, looking away. I felt lonely. You were gone. You didn't call enough. You didn't notice me. I sank into the chair across from her. Lonely? 2 weeks, Emily. 2 weeks, and that's enough to forget everything we had. She didn't answer. She just looked at me, eyes wide, guilt flickering behind them. I clenched my fists. And Luke? I asked, voice sharp. Was he just there to fill that void? Or were you know? Emily shook her head quickly. No, I didn't. It's not like that. Not like that. I repeated, my voice rising. Emily, I saw you with him. I saw how close you were. How could that not be like that? She stood, hands trembling slightly. You're twisting it. You're imagining things worse than they are. I was just talking, laughing. You're gone all the time. I needed someone to talk to. That's all. I laughed, but came out bitter, empty. Talk to him? About what? How I'm a terrible husband for being away. Emily flinched. I didn't say that. Then why, Emily? I demanded. Why him? Because he's different. He listens. He notices things. I felt appreciated, she admitted, voice low. My stomach dropped. Appreciated? You mean what I gave you for years wasn't enough? I don't know, she whispered. I leaned back, rubbing my face. My mind was spinning. Every memory of us, the dinners, the laughter, the nights I thought we were connected, now felt like a lie. I don't even recognize you anymore, I said softly. She looked pained. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you like this. I stood abruptly. Sorry? Sorry doesn't undo what I saw. Sorry doesn't erase what happened. There was a knock at the door. I turned to see Sarah, Emily's best friend, standing there, smiling faintly. Sarah, Emily said, surprised. Hey, I thought I'd stop by, she said casually. Her eyes flicked to me. Then Emily, a tiny smirk playing on her lips. Everything okay? I clenched my jaw. Fine. We're fine. Emily gave me a quick, uneasy glance. Sarah, can we talk later? Sarah tilted her head. Of course. I just wanted to see how you were. Her eyes lingered on Emily, and I noticed a subtle look of encouragement, like she approved of something. I felt a surge of anger. Are you involved in this too? I asked sharply. Sarah laughed lightly, shaking her head. Don't be dramatic. I'm just here as a friend. I didn't respond. I turned back to Emily. I can't even trust the people around us, I muttered. Emily said nothing, eyes downcast. Later that day, I stepped outside. Mr. Dalton, the neighbor, was tending his rose bushes. He gave me a polite nod. Rough morning, he asked casually, eyes flicking toward the garden. I forced a smile. Something like that. He shrugged. People have their moments. You'll get through it. I wanted to scream, to tell him he had no idea. But I nodded, keeping my voice steady. Thanks. Back inside, Emily avoided my gaze. I could feel the distance growing between us with every passing second. I replayed last night in my head again. Their laughter, their closeness. It was like a dagger in my chest every time I thought of Luke. I caught myself pacing. Emily, why did I marry someone I barely know? I asked quietly. She didn't answer. I stared at her, the betrayal burning through every vein. And why did I let him into our home? Her lips trembled. I didn't plan it. I didn't think. You didn't think. I shouted. Everything we built. Gone in 2 weeks because you didn't think. She flinched, biting her lip. I just wanted to feel something real while you were away. Feel something real, I repeated, voice hollow. Emily, do you know how that feels for me? Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry. I am. I turned away, silent for a long moment, the anger, hurt, and confusion swirling inside me. I couldn't forgive. I couldn't trust. And for the first time, I realized I didn't know the woman I married. The reflection in the mirror caught my eyes. My own face, pale and tense, stared back. I didn't recognize me either, and that scared me more than anything. I didn't speak to Emily for 2 days. Not a word. I just watched. Every glance, every movement, every laugh she shared with Luke was recorded in my mind. On the 3rd day, I called Ryan. Hey, can we talk? I asked, voice low, almost cautious. Sure, man. Everything okay? Ryan's tone was casual, but I knew him too well. He could tell when I was hiding something. I don't know, I admitted, pacing. Emily, she's with someone else. There was a pause. I figured, he said finally. You saw it. Yes. I can't stop seeing it. My hands clenched the phone. I want to confront them, Ryan. I want to yell, to make them feel everything I feel. Slow down, he said firmly. Rage doesn't help. You need patience. Observe, wait. Let things unfold. I laughed bitterly. Patience? I've got 2 weeks of rage build up. I don't know if I can be patient. You can. You have to. Don't let them see you breaking. I hung up and sat in the kitchen, replaying the garden scene over and over. Luke's grin, Emily's laugh. I could feel my chest tightening. Later, Emily walked in. You're quiet, she said casually. I didn't respond. I just watched. She frowned. Are you mad at me? I'm observing, I said, voice low, almost calm. I need to understand. I need to see the truth. Her eyes narrowed. Truth? Yes, the truth. About us. About him. About everything. Emily's lips trembled, but she didn't speak. Luke was outside, trimming the rose bushes. I could hear his laughter faintly. It was like a soundtrack of my humiliation. That evening, I stepped out, pretending to check the mailbox. I saw Luke leaning on the fence, talking to Emily. Their shoulders touched lightly. I made no sound. I just noted it. Every gesture, every smile, every casual touch. The next morning, Emily tried to start conversation. I was thinking maybe we could talk. I shook my head. Not yet. I need clarity. Her voice dropped. Clarity? From me? Yes. And from him. She froze. What do you mean? I need to see everything as it is. No hiding. She didn't respond. I started subtle moves. Notes I left in rooms. Messages I sent accidentally on purpose. Small questions in front of neighbors. Every interaction with them became a test. I watched Luke closely. How he moved. How he smiled. How he spoke. Everything had meaning now. I remembered happier times. Our first trip together, late night talks, her hand in mine on the couch. Those memories stabbed me deeper than anything Luke could. The contrast between then and now was unbearable. I called Ryan again. I can't stop thinking about it. I want revenge, but I don't know how. Ryan chuckled softly. Revenge is tricky. Don't act on impulse. Make them reveal themselves. Let them slip. That way, the truth comes out without you ruining your own peace. I nodded slowly. So I watch. Wait. Collect. Yes. And control your emotions. That's power. I hung up and sat on the porch, sipping whiskey. My hand shook slightly. Rage, heartbreak, humiliation, they all collided. But there was a small spark, a seed of something else. A plan forming. Later that week, Claire came by, the gardener's sister. She smiled a little too sweetly. Hey, just checking on Luke. Everything okay? I studied her. Everything okay with what? She laughed nervously. Family stuff. Luke can be unpredictable sometimes. Unpredictable? I asked, arching an eyebrow. Well, he's ambitious, she said carefully. Likes to manipulate situations. I froze. That word, manipulate, lingered. I filed it away. Every word, every look, every hint would matter soon. Emily noticed me staring at Claire. What are you thinking? I smiled faintly. Nothing. Just learning. Learning. Her voice sounded uneasy. Yes. About him. About us. About what's really happening. Emily didn't answer. She avoided my eyes and went inside. I stayed on the porch, sipping slowly. The night was quiet, but my mind wasn't. Every smile, every casual laugh, every careless word was a clue. I realized I had changed. I wasn't just hurt anymore. I wasn't just humiliated. I was calculating, watching, noting, preparing. I felt a strange clarity. Rage became focus. Betrayal became strategy. Pain became fuel. The seed of revenge had been planted. I didn't need to confront them yet. I didn't need to yell or storm in. I would let them reveal themselves. Every slip, every word, every gesture would add to the evidence. And when the time came, they wouldn't see it coming. For the first time in days, I felt a calm determination. My heart still ached, but now it beat with purpose. I wasn't just a victim anymore. I was a strategist. I would watch. I would wait. And I would make them pay. Not recklessly, but perfectly. The night deepened, and I sat alone on the porch, plotting, observing, and waiting. Luke didn't know it yet. Emily didn't know it yet, but the game had begun. I smiled faintly to myself. This was no longer just heartbreak. This was my revenge in seed form. I found the messages on her phone that morning. Hidden, carefully deleted, but not carefully enough. My hands shook as I scrolled through every word. Every smile, every late-night text, every secret meeting. I slammed the phone down. "Emily," I shouted. She came running from the kitchen, face pale. "What is it? What happened?" I held the phone out. "Explain this. All of it. Right now." She froze. I can explain." "Explain?" I laughed bitterly. "Emily, you were meeting him behind my back. Secret messages, hidden calls. How can you explain that?" "It wasn't what you think," she said, voice trembling. I felt neglected. "You were gone all the time. I needed someone." "You needed someone?" I shouted. "So that justifies sneaking around with him?" "It wasn't just about him," she yelled back, tears in her eyes. "It was about me feeling alive. You weren't here. You didn't notice me. I was lonely." I stared at her, my chest tight. "Lonely? 2 weeks, Emily? 2 weeks, and you forget what we had." She shook her head. "I didn't forget. I felt invisible. I needed attention. I needed connection." I took a deep breath, trying to steady my trembling hands. "And Luke, I didn't plan for it to go this far," she cried. "I didn't want you to see this. I never wanted to hurt you." "You didn't want to hurt me?" I repeated, voice cracking. "Do you even know what you've done?" Luke stepped into the room, leaning casually against the doorframe. "Relax, man. She's not hiding anything serious. It's just fun." "Fun," I said, my voice low and dangerous. "Do you know what that word sounds like right now? Fun is laughing in my face while I'm gone." Luke smirked. "Hey, I'm just enjoying my time. You weren't here." She was bored. "Nothing personal." I felt my vision blur. "Nothing personal?" I shouted. "Everything personal. My home, my wife, my trust. You think this is nothing?" Emily sobbed, running her hands through her hair. "Please don't yell. I was unhappy, okay? I didn't want to ruin us, but I felt abandoned." "Unhappy," I repeated. "You think hiding behind him fixes that? You think betrayal is a cure?" Luke shrugged. "Look, I didn't force her. She came to me. I didn't ask for anything." I took a step closer, my fist shaking. "You don't get it. This isn't about you. This is about what she and I built. What I thought we had." Emily ran to me, grabbing my arm. "I didn't mean for it to go this far. I swear. I felt alone. I missed you. I wanted attention, care, love, and I didn't get it." I ripped my arm away. "And you found it with him?" I didn't know it would hurt you like this," she cried. I thought maybe you'd understand." "Understand?" I laughed bitterly. "Emily, this isn't something to understand. This is a knife in my chest. And you expect me to understand?" She collapsed onto the sofa, trembling. I was wrong. I admit it. But I never wanted to destroy us. Destroy us. I spat. "You already did. Every word, every laugh, every secret meeting. You destroyed everything." Luke stepped closer. "Hey, maybe calm down, man. You're letting this get to you too much." I glared at him. "Too much. You don't even know what that word means." Emily looked between us, her tears flowing freely. "Please, I'm begging you. I didn't mean to hurt you like this. I was lonely. I made a mistake. A mistake. I said slowly, the words tasting bitter. Emily, this isn't a mistake. This is betrayal. Full stop. Luke's smirk faded slightly. Man, you're overreacting. Really? Overreacting? I shouted. I come home to find my wife in his arms, laughing with him, texting him at night, hiding everything. And I'm overreacting? Emily covered her face. I didn't plan for this to happen. I stepped back, breathing heavily. My heart raced, every muscle screaming to act, to hit, to scream. But I stopped. I had a choice. I could lash out, destroy everything, ruin them both. Or I could wait, plan, let the truth unfold. I looked at Luke. You think you won, don't you? He shrugged, arrogance in every movement. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? I clenched my fists, taking a deep breath. No, you haven't won. Not yet. Emily looked up, desperate. Please, what will you do? I shook my head slowly. I don't know yet. I need time. I can't decide in anger. I need clarity. Luke narrowed his eyes. Clarity? Yes, I said, voice low, steady. Clarity. I'll figure it out. And when I do, you'll see the consequences of what you've done. Emily's sobs quieted, her chest heaving. I don't know if I can fix this. I turned away, pacing, mind racing. Rage, grief, humiliation, it all collided inside me. I realized I wasn't just angry. I was calculating, observing, waiting, and somewhere deep inside, I felt the first stirrings of control, the first spark of strategy. I didn't act yet. I didn't need to, but they would learn. Soon enough. And when they did, there would be no mistake. I waited for the perfect moment. Every smile Luke gave Emily, every careless touch, I cataloged. I didn't act immediately. I observed, noted, calculated. The smallest slip would be enough. Emily, I said one morning over breakfast, voice casual. Did you see the mail today? She glanced up, distracted. No, what? Nothing. Just thought I'd mention that Mr. Dalton commented on your garden. So it looked well kept. Her smile was automatic. Oh, that's nice. I nodded, hiding my small satisfaction. Outside, Luke whistled while trimming the hedges. Morning, he called, confident as always. Morning, I said calmly. My voice was quiet, but I knew it carried weight. Emily laughed nervously. Luke, you didn't finish pruning the roses. I'll do it later, he said. Don't worry about it. I made a note of that. Later. I would wait for later. Sarah stopped by unannounced. Her presence usually calmed Emily, but today she looked at me differently. You look better, she said softly, eyes flicking to Emily. Better? I raised an eyebrow. Yes. Stronger. Like you're in control. I smiled faintly. Control is everything. Emily noticed. What are you talking about? Nothing, I said lightly. Just observing. Later, while Luke mowed the lawn, I let a slip of information fall in conversation with a neighbor. Mr. Dalton happened to be outside. So, how's everything? He asked casually. Fine, I said, sipping my coffee. Though I noticed some tension between Emily and Luke lately. Must be hard to maintain such close attention while he's around all the time. Mr. Dalton raised an eyebrow. Oh, just casual observation, I replied, smiling. People often show more than they intend. He nodded slowly. Interesting. I could see Emily stiffen behind me. Luke stopped mowing, his posture suddenly tense. Perfect. The first ripple of doubt appeared in their perfect facade. That evening, Emily tried to talk to me. Why you keep hinting like that? I'm not hinting, I said softly. I'm simply acknowledging reality. Sometimes people reveal themselves without realizing it. Her hands shook slightly. You're doing this on purpose? Yes, I admitted calmly. I'm letting things unfold naturally. I want clarity for everyone involved. Emily's eyes widened. Clarity? Yes, clarity. The next day, Sarah stopped by again. I don't like how Luke has been looking at Emily, she said quietly. It's uncomfortable. I smiled faintly. I noticed. Small cracks show the truth eventually. People can't hide forever. She glanced at me, almost in awe. You're different. Stronger. More patient. I learned patience from pain, I said softly, not letting her see the full depth of my plan. Emily overheard this conversation and stormed into the room. Stop talking about him like that, she snapped. I'm not talking about him, I said calmly, keeping my voice steady. I'm talking about reality. People reveal their true colors, Emily. You included. Her face paled. You're manipulating everyone. No, I'm simply letting them see what already exists. I replied, almost whispering. Your arrogance, your carelessness. It's not me causing this. It's you showing yourself. Luke, who had entered to check on her, frowned. You think you can play this game with me? I'm not playing, I said softly. I'm observing. His smirk faltered for the first time. Small tension appeared, subtle but real. Emily grabbed my arm. Please stop this. Don't humiliate me in front of everyone. I'm not humiliating you, I said, voice steady. I'm revealing what's already there. You and he made choices. Consequences follow naturally. Emily looked at me, desperation in her eyes. You're cruel. I'm not cruel, I said. I'm aware. Pain and truth are different things. I can't change what you did, but I can make sure the truth is visible to those who need to see it. Later, Mr. Dalton stopped by, watering his plants. He glanced at me casually. Seems like things are shifting. Yes, I said quietly. People show themselves when the mask slips. Nothing more, nothing less. He nodded slowly. I've noticed subtle changes. Makes you wonder about appearances. I smiled faintly. Exactly. Emily tried again that evening. Why are you doing this? Because, I said softly, I need to see everything clearly. And maybe you need to see it too. You're punishing me? No, I said, keeping my tone calm. I'm letting reality speak. You and Luke have been careless. And reality has a way of exposing what's hidden. She stared at me, wide-eyed. You're not going to forgive me? I don't know yet, I admitted honestly. I'm weighing everything. But for now, observation is more powerful than confrontation. Her shoulders slumped. I don't know what to do. That's fine, I said calmly. You'll figure it out. The cracks are already showing. It's not my doing, it's the truth. Luke entered, tense and defensive. You think this is over? It's just begun, I said softly. You'll see soon enough. I watched them, feeling the balance shift. Their confidence faltered while mine grew. Every word, every glance, every casual interaction was part of the larger plan. I wasn't vengeful yet, not impulsively, but I was patient, strategic. And for the first time since the betrayal, I felt calm. I was no longer a victim. I was a silent force, letting karma move naturally while I stayed in control. The morning started quietly, but I knew it wouldn't stay that way. I watched from the porch as Luke arrived to help Emily with the garden, as usual. He waved at me casually, but there was a tension now, a subtle hesitation in his steps. Morning, I said, voice calm. Morning, he replied, forcing a grin that didn't reach his eyes. Emily joined him, carrying a basket of flowers. Let's start over here, she said lightly, but her hands trembled. I said nothing, just observed. Later, as neighbors wandered by, I let a slip of truth fall. I noticed Luke hasn't finished the hedge trimming on the east side. I hope he's not overestimating his skills. Mr. Dalton, watering his plants, chuckled. Funny you mentioned that. I've noticed a few mistakes lately. Seems like someone's confidence is slipping. Emily froze, and Luke's face tightened. Perfect. The first cracks appeared in public, where appearances mattered most. Luke muttered, We're fine. Don't exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating, I said quietly. Observations speak louder than reassurances. Later, Sarah stopped by, casting a wary glance at Emily. You're not handling things well, she said softly. People are noticing. Maybe you should reconsider. Emily's eyes filled with panic. I didn't think it would be this obvious. You didn't think, I repeated calmly. That's the problem. Luke's hand went to her shoulder, as if to steady her. I let him. Comforting her won't fix what's happening, I said quietly. The truth has its own timing. Emily's voice cracked. Please, can we talk? Just us. I nodded. We can. Later. Alone. When the moment came, I closed the door behind us and turned to her. Emily, I don't hate you. Not in the way you expect. Her eyes widened. Then what? I feel distant, I said softly. I've watched, I've observed, I've understood. And in understanding, I've realized a lot about myself. She swallowed hard. About yourself? Yes, I admitted. I was absent. My pride, my work, it left a gap. And you filled it. I can't condone your choices, but I see how I contributed. Tears streamed down her face. I never wanted to hurt you. I was foolish, selfish. I see that now. I nodded, voice steady. I know. You've regretted it publicly, privately, in every moment I've watched. And that regret, it's valid. But it doesn't erase what happened. I don't know how to make it right, she whispered. Some things can't be fixed, I said. They can only be understood. Luke appeared at the window, peering in. Emily, are you okay? Are you two done? I didn't answer. Instead, I stepped closer to her. He doesn't need your justification. He doesn't get to dictate my understanding. He only gets the truth revealed. Her hands trembled. You're not angry? I admitted. But anger is fleeting. Observation, patience, understanding, that's power. Outside, I saw Luke's posture change. His arrogance faltered under subtle glances from neighbors, whispered comments, and the undeniable unraveling of his charm. You think you've won? He muttered, stepping into the yard. I don't want to win, I said calmly. I want clarity, and you've provided it with every careless action, every lie exposed. Luke's grin faded. You've been watching me? I've been observing, I said softly. Every movement, every word. And now, everyone sees you for who you are. Emily's shoulders slumped. I wanted things to be simple. Life isn't simple, I said gently. It's a mirror. You reflect what you project. And you projected deceit, arrogance, and carelessness. People noticed. And now reality has shown itself. Luke's voice trembled slightly. You're cold. No, I said softly. I'm aware. I'm patient. I've learned the weight of choices. And I've learned my own flaws along the way. Pride, absence, negligence, they left space for mistakes. And mistakes were made. Emily sniffled, looking at me with a mixture of fear and sorrow. Do you forgive me? I shook my head slowly. I don't know if forgiveness matters anymore. What matters is understanding. You both must live with your actions and the consequences. That's enough. Luke's face paled. Consequences? Yes, I said quietly. You underestimated me. You underestimated the subtle power of observation. And that's why your world has begun to crack. Emily fell silent, tears flowing freely. I see now. I understand. I was blind. I hope you remember this moment, I said calmly. Not for shame alone, but for awareness. That choices have weight and pride has cost. He glanced around at the neighbors, Sarah, even Mr. Dalton observing quietly from a distance. Small glances, whispers, they confirmed the shift. Luke's confidence crumbled under scrutiny. I misjudged everything, Luke admitted quietly, voice tight. I think you did, I said softly. And now, the reflection of reality is clear. Emily's sobs quieted. I wish I could take it back. You can't, I said gently. But you can learn. And maybe, one day, understand why observation, patience, and awareness matter more than arrogance or charm. I turned away, letting the quiet settle. My chest ached from the weight of grief, love lost, and betrayal. But there was calm now. I had reached the moral high ground. Not through vengeance, but through restraint. For the first time, I felt the transformation complete. I had faced betrayal, witnessed deceit, and emerged aware, patient, and in control. And I knew closure was near, whether Emily or Luke ever fully grasped it. I walked through the garden that morning, hands in my pockets, the air crisp with early sunlight. The roses I had once planted with Emily now felt different, mine again. I knelt, touching the petals, letting their fragile beauty remind me of the fragility of trust. Beautiful, I murmured to myself. I found a box of letters tucked away in the shed. Notes she had written to Luke, careless, passionate, revealing everything. I held them in my hands, heart heavy, and whispered, time to let go. I lit a match. This ends here. The flames caught quickly, letters curling and blackening. Smoke rose, carrying away memories I couldn't reclaim. I stood silently, watching, feeling a strange mix of grief and relief. Later, I called Ryan. "Hey," I said, voice lighter than I expected. "I think I'm finally seeing things clearly." "You're doing what?" he asked, surprised. "Moving forward," I replied. "I've observed, waited, and accepted what I can't change. It's time to reclaim my life without being dragged by anger." Ryan paused. "That's impressive. You've really changed." "I had to," I said quietly. "Pride, absence, mistakes, they cost me everything I thought I had. I can't undo the past, but I can shape the future." I hung up, staring out the window. Emily and Luke were rebuilding their lives somewhere nearby, whispers of their unraveling floating to me from the neighborhood. I felt no pleasure, just awareness. They had their consequences. Karma had moved quietly, naturally, without me striking a single blow. I heard a knock at the door. It was Sarah, her expression cautious. "You look different," she said softly. "Calmer. Stronger." "I am," I admitted. "I've realized something. Anger is temporary. Awareness lasts. And survival demands clarity, not revenge." She nodded slowly. "I always thought you'd lash out. I didn't expect this peace." "Peace," I repeated, letting the words settle in my mind. Not surrender, not forgiveness, but control over my own emotions. That's power enough. Emily called later, her voice tentative. "Can we talk?" I paused. "I don't think talking will help. What's done is done. I hope you understand your mistakes and the consequences they bring." "I do," she said softly. I'm sorry for everything." "I hope you are," I replied quietly. "But I can't carry this pain anymore. It's yours to live with, not mine." I hung up and walked back to the garden. Luke was nowhere in sight, probably hiding from the whispers of neighbors and the truth he couldn't escape. I felt a subtle satisfaction, not pride, not vengeance, but awareness that the world had balanced itself. I knelt again, tending to the roses. "This garden is mine," I whispered. "My life, my choices, my care. Nothing can take that from me again." I thought of Emily, of Luke, of the lessons etched into my mind. Betrayal cuts deep, but survival and emotional strength carve deeper. I had learned to protect my heart, to observe without being consumed, to reclaim what mattered. I picked up a small journal, the one I had started months ago. I wrote quickly, words flowing. "I am stronger now. I know my worth. I have observed, I have learned, and I have moved forward." I paused, reading the words aloud softly. "I am free." Later that evening, I looked at the horizon, golden light bathing the house. My chest felt lighter, my mind calmer. I had faced betrayal, humiliation, despair, and emerged transformed. Not unscathed, but aware, strong, and ready for whatever came next. The garden smelled of earth and roses, a small but powerful reminder that life continues. I burned the rest of the letters, let the smoke drift, and felt a release I hadn't imagined possible. I whispered to myself, almost a promise, "I will not be broken again. I will not let pride blind me. I will move forward." The world beyond my window was quiet, still, but alive. And so was I. I turned, closed the door gently, and walked inside, leaving the past where it belonged. The story wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about me, my life, my clarity, my transformation. And for the first time in months, I smiled. The journey had been painful, but it was mine, and I was ready for the next chapter.